Hello guys, so here we are in our next chapter of the UX series, that is UX questions, asking what, why and how. In today's day and age, as UX has been evolving and been changing with the number of different strategies that companies have been adopting, be it from like big MNCs to startups, what they're doing is they are adopting either IXD or Agile UX or the latest one, that is Lean UX. So basically every UX strategy has been having some kind of key points which they need to cover, and as per that they decide what their user experience would be, and further on the process continues. So all these factors depend on the time and the budget constraints. But the key aspect, what we are talking about as of today, is to ask questions, and this is something which should be adopted as a mandate in every UX strategy. So be it any of these UX strategies where the timeline is a concern, you need to ask questions. Yes, so what are we going to ask? The first thing is the problem. You need to understand your problem. You need to ask what kind of problem they're trying to solve, what kind of solution they're trying to provide. Why did they think that this is a problem which they're trying to solve? So then you need to understand the why in the scheme of things. So that's very, very important. The second thing is the users. Now you need to understand your users, be it any kind of product, even in customer experience or any other kind of work of art which you're trying to do, and you're trying to present it in some form. You need to know what kind of audience you're trying to provide that or trying to cater it for. So you need to take in the demographics, the age, the gender, and gather all that data and try to create categories. The third thing is the business goals. Now the business goals is whatever the business decides, what they want to achieve, what they want to create within, let's say, the next 6 months to the next 5 years, and what kind of stages they want to go through. Generally what happens is the user goals do come, the user needs or the pain points do generally conflict with the business goals. That is something which you need to tackle, and you need to find that fine line as to how things should be taken through. The fourth thing is the competitors in the market. You need to understand what kind of competitors you're trying to target, what kind of market space you're trying to enter, be it any other market where you're not currently staged in. You need to understand that kind of market and how they work. The fifth point is the future relevance. How relevant is your product as of now versus how relevant would it be in the next 2 years or the next 5 years? So that's very important, and especially if you're in a tech industry where it's like every month something new is coming up. And for the final point, measuring success. You need to gather some metrics in advance, on the basis of all the questions and all the data which you've gathered, and you need to see how these metrics are faring, so that you know that you have something to prove with these success metrics. So that helps in building the confidence with the stakeholders. He knows that you are willingly, and you're not taking it as a job, but you know that this product is your baby too. So you want to see it come into a successful stage. So these were the whats and the whys which we are trying to cover under the UX questions. But how do you do this, and what are the things that you should cover in all the topics? We have 3 points to cover, and that covers in all the aspects which we just discussed before. That is to ask meaningful questions. You need to ask meaningful questions, be it your problem, your users, your competitors, your market. You need to ask meaningful questions that would derive the required data which would be helpful in the future. You need to avoid passing hints. You can't ask questions which would give a hint to your user or to your stakeholder as to where you're leading them to. This should be avoided. And finally, you have to build a rationale on basis of all the questions which you have created. So your rationale would ultimately define the design decisions which you present at the end of the complete session, and it would lay a foundation stone for the future holds for you. So that's it guys, that's what for today, and we'll be meeting you for the next chapter. Thank you.